Yo, what's good, all day fam? All right, so I'm gonna get into my week 3 predictions real quick, and I know you probably can't see what's on the screen right here, but it just shows like the week 3 schedule. So I wanted to just have it up like this because it's easier for me to look at it, back and forth. So the first game is the Steelers versus the Patriots. I think so. I believe everybody's gonna pick the Steelers to win this game, and I'm not thinking different. I think the Steelers can win this game, but don't be surprised if the Patriots do win this game because New England has been playing their opponents fairly well, and the Steelers has not been playing as good as they should be, especially with Aaron Rodgers on the center. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is really playing all that well this year. So the game, I'm gonna still go with the Steelers because I just don't think Mike Tomlin is going to put up with the Steelers not consistently not playing well, and especially not winning this game against New England. I don't see Drake May really doing anything. I don't see New England's defense really too much stopping the Steelers' offense. But with that being said, again, don't be surprised if this game is not competitive. The Patriots has been such a boring team to watch for years now, especially since Tom Brady has left. I may watch this game, I may check in, but I don't know. I never really. New England is just such a dull team. Like they just got a lot of problems. But let's move on. I don't want to spend too much time on that. The Raiders and the Commanders. I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the Commanders winning this. No, I'm gonna go with the Raiders winning this game. Especially Jaden Daniels. I don't think Jaden Daniels is playing. So you correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw earlier this week that Jaden Daniels was out. So I'm gonna go. The Raiders is a very aggressive, tough team, and they're very physical. They're very intense. You can see that when they played against the Chargers. The Chargers is probably one of the most intense physical team in the league, if not the most physical team in the league. Maybe the Packers can probably give them have something to say about that. But the Raiders, I think the Raiders are really solid. And the Commanders, like I told you all, this year I just knew that Jaden Daniels he was gonna be a little bit on a slump. And not only is he on a slump, he's hurt. And that was my concern with him also last year. And I think I said this earlier this year before the season even started. But I mentioned that Jaden Daniels is not. I'm not saying he's not going to. I'm not saying he's not going to be consistently being good, but he's everybody blew everything out of proportion with Jaden Daniels. I knew with his playing style and his size, and I just watching his games like it's not he's not amongst the best, and everybody wanted to put him in top 5 off 1 year. It was before the league actually was able to get tape on him, but now the entire league was able to really prepare for a whole year on Jaden Daniels, and he's not. I don't think he's really playing nearly as good. Even when he got hurt, I don't think he was playing nearly as good as he was last year. And that's what I'm saying. Like you got to keep as a player, you got to keep getting better in the league. And it's just like in life, you got to keep getting better. It's either you're getting better or you're getting worse. There is no in between. It's better or worse, better or worse. And Jaden Daniels, I don't want to say he's getting worse because I'm kind of contradicting myself. But in a sense, I guess you could say he is. He is getting worse because he's got hurt. So and his size was always like a concern with me too. I'm like, he dude runs a lot and he doesn't know how to go down. He doesn't want to go down. It's kind of stupid for him to not want to go down. And because of his size, and not only because of his size. I mean, even players who are like 10 times bigger than him, they go down. When you see Justin Herbert running, Justin Herbert knows how to go down. Jaden Daniels, he's over here trying to play like he's like a freaking fullback or like he's Josh Allen or something. And it's like, bro, even the league is even concerned with Josh Allen the way he runs because Josh Allen doesn't like to go down. But at least Josh Allen right now, he is a durable. Josh Allen doesn't miss games because he's tough, he's strong, he's big. Jaden Daniels is like what 6'2", 6'3", a buck 90. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all like, I think he's smaller than that probably. So it's like it's kind of stupid, and he needs to really consider going down. Like look at just Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow doesn't like going down. Joe Burrow doesn't even scramble. But he doesn't even like going down when he's playing. He stresses his offensive line. A lot of people are blaming stuff on Joe Burrow. On Joe Burrow's offensive line. So that's the thing. But let's keep going. All right. So yeah, Oh well, I think the Raiders is going to win this game. I'm going to say the Raiders is going to win this game 22 to 15. 22 to 15. Raiders 22, Commanders 15. We got the Rams at the Eagles. All right, so I'm going to say that this is going to be a really great game. I'm surprised they should have put like this game like Sunday Night Football. This game would have been the best to watch. Yeah, like how do you have this game? How do you have this game at a well Pacific time 10 a.m. game or Eastern time 12 p.m. game? How do you have that game like playing that early? You should have had this game be Sunday Night Football. Like that was just dumb. But anyway, the Rams at Eagles. That's going to be an awesome game. This game is going to go either way. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rams winning this game, even though the Rams are away. The Eagles are at home. I'm gonna give this game to the Rams. I'm going to say that the Rams are going to win 30-27. Rams 30, Eagles 27. But yeah, that game can go either way. The Eagles can win 30-27, but I'm just going to go with the Rams. All right, so we got the Bengals against the Vikings. This would have been a really exciting game if neither quarterback would have been hurt. But well, even with J.J. McCarthy, like I don't know, J.J. McCarthy, we don't really know how he's going to be. But it still would have been fun because you could have saw. Well, Jordan Addison's out though, so never mind. But if Jordan Addison was in and J.J. McCarthy was in, you could have been like two of the league's top wide receiver tiers. You got the Viking. I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Naylor, and then you have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So them going back and forth, that would have been kind of an exciting game to watch. But people are out. Both quarterbacks are out. Joe Burrow and J.J. McCarthy are both out, and I don't know. This game may not be as exciting as it could have been, but I'm gonna still say that the Vikings is gonna win. No, I'm gonna say the Bengals is gonna win this game. I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I'm gonna say the Bengals is gonna win this game, 27. No, I'm gonna say 25 to 19. Bengals 25, Vikings 19. No. Bengals 25, Vikings. I think it's gonna be a little closer. Bengals 25, Vikings 24. Vikings 24, Bengals 25. All right, so we got the Packers and the Browns. I think this is gonna be a heavily defensive game. If the Browns defense does stay up, I'm gonna say that the Packers are going to win this game. I'm gonna say the Packers are going to win this game. Let's say maybe 21 to 17. Packers 21, Browns 17. All right, and then so we have the Jets and the Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this game. I'm gonna definitely the Bucks. I do not see the Bucks losing this game against the Jets, and the Bucks are at home. I'm gonna say that the Bucks are gonna win this game. Let's say, Bucks. I say Bucks maybe 30. I'm gonna say Bucks 30, Jets 10. 30 to 10. I think the Jets are gonna get blown out in this game. I'm gonna say Buccaneers 30, Jets 10. We got the Texans and the Jaguars. Okay, so the Jaguars is gonna lose this game. Trevor Lawrence ain't it. I've been telling you all for years. Trevor Lawrence was not only an overrated quarterback, but not a good quarterback. You know, like I said before, there's some quarterbacks that I would say that are overrated, but that doesn't mean I don't think they're not good. Like Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow's a little overrated, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's not good. I just think he's overrated. Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy is overrated, but that doesn't mean he's not good. You know, stuff like that. But I'm going to say Jayden Daniels, another one. I think he's overrated, but it doesn't mean I don't think he's not good. You know, I'm just kind of thinking on the top of my head. But I think that I'm going to go with the Texans, even though the Texans' offense is not that good. Just like another one, C.J. Stroud. Yeah, but I always thought C.J. Stroud was a little overrated, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's not that good. But C.J. Stroud, he's another one. He's actually kind of been getting worse since his rookie year. He's really been getting worse. Like, I mean, his games. Since his rookie year, his games has not been getting better, and I don't know what he's doing. He needs to step it up. He has Nico Collins, so there is no excuse. His offensive line is not that bad. You know, he has a great defense, a phenomenal defense, one of the best defenses in the league. And really, there is no excuse for C.J. Stroud. I mean, really, the Texans could have won that game if C.J. Stroud would have played better against the Bucks. Don't get me wrong, the Buccaneers have a really great defense, but still, there's no excuse. Hey, it's one thing for the Buccaneers to have a great defense, and another for C.J. Stroud not to be playing well. So hopefully C.J. Stroud can play better against the Jaguars. Like we're talking about the Jaguars here, and from the top of my head, I don't think the Jaguars defense is all that good. So there's no excuse for C.J. Stroud. You're in your third year, you got to step it up. All that weird stuff he does pre-game, I think he needs to change up the way he prepares for the game. Because him, like I don't know if you all see, like he does this stupid stuff with all these different balls and these different sports pre-game. It's kind of dumb in my opinion. I think it's dumb because I don't see it working. I mean, he has like a golf club swinging, and he has like a heavy basketball, and it's like, bro, just throw the fucking football, just pass and throw. I mean, throw the ball, pass, like with your receivers, get a connection with your receivers, man. Like all that other stuff is dumb. Like it's not working. So if you all don't believe me, tune into this game, check it out, and you'll see what I'm saying. Hopefully C.J. Stroud can prove me wrong. Like I said, I never hope that players are bad. I never wish ill on any of these players. I'm not rooting for all of them. Well, in a sense, I kind of am rooting for all of them. But if there are other players that I like better than the others, I have like my favorites. And there are players like that I wish that I want to do better than everybody. And if you're playing for my team, the Chargers. So I'm rooting for the entire league until they play for the Chargers. Because I can care less what they do, unless they're just not doing that against the Chargers. So, so I don't get anything out of hoping a player is bad. Like, what do I get out of that? I think it's kind of childish to be hoping that somebody does bad. Why? Unless they're your opponent. And unless they are, they're going up against you. That's one thing. You're a competitor. But why? I don't see why anyone would wish somebody is doing bad in their job. It's like, no, I want you to do good. I hope the best for you. You should, but it's not my job really to hope the best for you. It's more of your job to hope the best for yourself and for you to do your best. So that's that. But I'm gonna still give, even though I said C.J. Stroud is not, I don't think he's gonna play all that well, and I think he's a little overrated, and he is getting he is getting worse than he was his rookie year. I'm still going to give this game to the Texans because I do believe that their defense is going to keep them in the game. Like the defense has been keeping them in all of their games, really. I mean, and if they would have lost that playoff game if it wasn't for their stout defense last year. So their defense definitely has been carrying C.J. Stroud. And I'm going to say that Texans are going to win this game. I'm going to say 24-17. Texans 24, Jaguars 17. Now, Trevor Lawrence, he's just terrible. Like, C.J. Stroud is better. I think C.J. Stroud is overrated and getting worse, but even with that, I still think he's way better than Trevor Lawrence. And hopefully Trevor Lawrence can prove me wrong too. But Trevor Lawrence, the thing about C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence hasn't been played well, period, since he's been in the league. At least we've seen with C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels. They're very young quarterbacks. They can get better. They can evolve. They can turn things around because we already seen it from them. It's just, like I said, it's really hard to be consistent in the NFL, and it's very hard to keep getting better. It really is. It's very, very hard for you to keep getting better from where you were last year. It's a mindset thing. That's why you really can't get too high on the highs. You can't get too low on the lows. You have to just be right. You have to be right in the moment. You got to be right there. It's like one step at a time, and you just got to be like, okay, inch by inch, 1%. I got to get better. I got to at least better than I was yesterday, 1%. Every single day that you for the rest of your career, even in all season, it's like, was I better today than I was yesterday? And you cannot eliminate that mindset. That mentality has to be the same for your entire career, because if it's not, you just got worse. It's like, did you not get better than what? Was you not at least 1% better than you were yesterday? You just got worse. That's the main point. And there is no other excuses. You get paid all this money, get paid all the millions of dollars to be able to have your body be top notch and for you to be a master in your field. They want you to be a master in your position. So you it's 1%. Everything that has to be the mentality. You got to keep the main thing. So that's that. But Trevor Lawrence he's been terrible since he's been in the league, literally. So, but I'm gonna I think I said Texans. Did I say 24? Yeah, Texas 24, 25, 24. Texas 24, Jaguars 21. Texas 24, Jaguars 21. All right, we got the Colts and the Titans. So I'm gonna go with the. This game can go either way. To be honest with you, I think this is gonna be a very competitive game. Colts and the Titans. I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna say the Titans is gonna win this game. I'm gonna go with the Titans. Titans is gonna win this game 25-24. Titans 25, Colts 24. It's about Falcons and the Panthers. So the Falcons and the Panthers. I did say that the Panthers is going to go to the playoffs, and I said the Panthers was going to be one of this year's dark horses. I do believe it's CJ Stroud. I do believe in Bryce Young. I know we've seen a few flashes with Bryce Young, and I know you all are probably thinking, you're like, well, how do you say Jaden Daniels, Trevor Lawrence, and the other ones are overrated, but you believe so much in Bryce Young. I don't think Bryce Young is better than those quarterbacks. Well, I think Bryce Young is better than Trevor Lawrence, and Bryce Young has more to overcome. I believe that Bryce Young has a better skill set at playing the quarterback position than C.J. Stroud, than Trevor Lawrence, than I don't know about Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels has a pretty great skill set. It's just that I just don't really like how he plays the game. I like how he plays the game, but for Jaden Daniels, I just think his playing style is just he's gonna have to evolve for him to keep consistently getting better. That's what I'm saying about Jaden Daniels. But I don't think Bryce Young is better than Jaden Daniels. But I do think that Bryce Young is in a way worse situation than all of those quarterbacks, and he's in a way worse organization than all of those quarterbacks. And so you have to take that in consideration too. Yeah, and then Bryce Young is small, and then his height. Bryce Young has a lot to overcome. He has way more responsibilities than those other quarterbacks. And I say that because he doesn't have as much good coaching as those other quarterbacks. So you have to take everything into consideration. You can't just you just can't look at the results and just be like, oh, okay, that's it. No, football is about stories. Football is about context. You have to look deep. You have to be able to see the unseen when we're talking about football. So the context, that's the context, that's the meat. So you gotta look at what Bryce Young is trying to work with, all the obstacles that he has to overcome. Jaden Daniels more than likely be doing Jaden Daniels. He would not have had that rookie year if he wasn't on the Panthers. Joe Burrow more than likely wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about stuff like that. So you also have to think, how will this other situations? Football is situational. So you got it's situational. It's about matchups. It's complementary. So yeah. So I think that the Falcons are still going to win this game, even with all that being said. I think it could be a fairly competitive game, and the Panthers are at home, but the Falcons. I'm going to give this game to the Falcons. The Falcons are really good, and they got a quarterback that I really like. I've always been kind of big on him. The only thing that's my concern was his health. I was just hoping that he wasn't going to be having injury problems in the league, and as of yet, he has not. And Michael Penix, I like Michael Penix Jr. I think he's a really good quarterback. He has a freaking great arm. He's really accurate. He has a really great release. He's very intelligent. He's highly athletic. I think Michael Penix can end up being like in the future being like a top 5, top 8 type of quarterback. I really think he has that skill set, and he's in a really good situation. His team plays great defense. He has a great coach. I don't know if his coach is great, but his coach is really, really good, and he has really good offense around him. I mean, like everything, Michael Penix is in a perfect almost situation. It literally is. And the only situation that'll probably be better for Michael Penix is if he's like on the Vikings or if he's under Sean McVay, stuff like that. But Michael Penix is really good. He's in a really good situation. I think he eventually can be a top 5, top 8 quarterback. And I'm going to give this game to the Falcons. I'm going to say the Falcons are going to win this game 30-27. Falcons 30, Panthers 27. The Saints, Seahawks. So I'm going to give this game to the Seahawks. I'm going to say that the Seahawks is going to win this game. I'm going to say Seahawks is going to win this game 25-19. Seahawks 25, Saints 19. And then we got the Cowboys and the Bears. Okay, so this is going to be a really exciting game. I think it's going to be a really entertaining game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because it's going to have to be for the Bears to win this game because the Cowboys, they have a okay offense, but their defense is really bad. And if Caleb Williams can really get it together, if Caleb Williams can
can really play great football, the Bears will win this game because the Cowboys' defense, as of yet, are just not that well. Can their defense play a lot better today? It certainly can. It's all football's about execution. You got to execute. When you're a player, you have to execute. And I'm pretty sure the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys is right now is working overtime, losing so much sleep on how he can get that defense together. I can't remember the Cowboys defensive coordinator, so I apologize. But don't be surprised if the defense plays well today, and the Bears can barely put up 20 points. Don't be surprised. Football is very unpredictable, because you got these guys, you got these coaches, you got these coordinators who is stressing how they can get their team better, how they can put their players in the best situation, at least the good coaches. And the players are stressing how they can execute their coach's game plan. And sometimes it works. And then you be like, whoa, I thought their defense sucked. I thought their defense was good. So that's what makes football so exciting, because it can be very unpredictable sometimes, and it's very hard to be consistent. And so you guys take that into consideration when you are watching these games or you're betting on these games, whatever. It's very hard to be consistent, and it's in the other team can execute the game plan better than the other team, and you can be so surprised. You're like, oh snap! How did the Panthers beat the Chiefs? How did the Jaguars beat the Bills? Every dog has their day. The Jaguars executed their game plan better than the Bills did. So you know what I'm saying? So when I give you these predictions, really, I don't try to put too much thought into it. I just give you all context of my knowledge of these players, these quarterbacks, the teams, the coaches, the coordinators, the owners, whatever. So but it's really so unpredictable, man. It's so unpredictable. I do it, and I think it's fun. It's fun for me to do the predictions. It's fun for me doing this channel. It's all fun to me, So I'm going to say that the crap. I forgot what team I was talking about. Oh, the Cowboys and Bears. Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Bears. I could be a little biased now by saying the Bears is going to win, but the Bears are at home. The Bears need to get a win. Caleb Williams needs to get a statement win, and this will be the best team for the Bears for the Bears and Caleb Williams to start getting on the map with him and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson needs to do his thing. You're going against a terrible defense. Have this be the game, man. You're at home. Have this be it. So the Bears need this game could be a very high scoring game because the Cowboys has a really elite offense as well. I don't say elite, but they have a pretty good personnel on that offense as well. I'm gonna say the Bears is gonna win this game 40-34. Bears 40, Cowboys 34. Again, don't be surprised if this is a lower scoring game. Don't be surprised. Okay. So we got, let's see here. Oh yeah, we got my squad, the Chargers, Broncos at the Chargers. I was gonna be at that game today. This week went by so fast. It went by so fast, man, and I didn't get a chance to do what I was supposed to do to be at that game today. But I should be there right now, literally. But some of these weeks go by, man. I do so much throughout the day, and boom, But hey, I got my little bolt lanyard. So let me put that on while I'm talking about the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the Chargers is going to win this game. Obviously, I'm picking the Chargers. This is going to be a very, very intense game, very elite game. It's going to be a great game. I mean, this is kind of a rivalry game. The Broncos and the Chargers hate each other, and it's so funny because the Chargers has played all three of their division opponents the first 3 weeks of the year. You know how rare that is? The Chargers are in a perfect situation right now. Perfect. We beat the Chiefs. We beat the Raiders. We owned both of those teams. Those scores were way more lopsided. The game was way more lopsided than what the score was showing. The Chargers dominated both teams. Why should the Broncos be any different? I kept telling you all, you guys were disrespecting Jim Harbaugh. You guys were disrespecting Justin Herbert, and you all said everybody was saying the Broncos was going to win the AFC West, thinking the Broncos was going to overtake the Chiefs. And if you didn't think the Broncos was going to overtake the Chiefs, you were saying the Chiefs was going to win with this AFC West division. I'm like, why is the Chargers being so disrespected? Why? Why are you all disrespecting the Chargers? Come on, we got Jim Harbaugh. We know what he does when he gets to a team. It's the same result over and over and over again. The blueprint is the thing. The blueprint is the blueprint. The main thing is the main thing. It doesn't matter what team Jim Harbaugh goes to. it's going to turn around just like that because Jim Harbaugh is a great coach. He has his blueprint and he has his coaches. He has the personnel. He knows who to hire. He knows how to get through players. Enthusiasm. Jim Harbaugh is really big on enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a sales tactic. In coaching is about sales. How can I sell this philosophy, this idea to these players? When you're in sales, you make a great sell when you know you're a great salesman when you can transfer your emotion of enthusiasm to the opposite person to the person that you're selling it to. It's the same thing with coaching. Jim Harbaugh, he talks about having I can't remember what he says by verbatim, but he's saying something like having enthusiasm unbearable to mankind or something like that. He says. So that's a big thing, and that's why these players play. That's why the Chargers play the way they play, because Jim Harbaugh transfers his enthusiasm to the Chargers, and it shows. So the Chargers will win the Super Bowl this year. I don't care what y'all say. The Chargers are the new Chiefs. They're the new dynasty. Y'all don't care what y'all say. Y'all can argue me with all you want, but I'm gonna go to say I'm gonna get into the Chargers. I want to say the Chargers is gonna win this game, 27-10. 27-10. Because Bo Nix ain't it. And I don't see the Broncos defense stopping the Chargers. So Chargers 27, Broncos 10. Chargers leading of the AFC West. Chargers going to the playoffs, baby. We can literally win way more than 11 games this year. We can win probably 13 games. We can win so many more games. I love it. I love what I'm seeing, man. Justin Herbert's just getting better every single week too. 1% better. All right, so yeah, 27-10. We got the last game before we wrap up for Sunday Night Football. We got the Cardinals and the 49ers. I'm gonna give the game to the Cardinals. I'm gonna say the Cardinals is gonna win this game. They more likely could lose, but I'm gonna say the Cardinals. I'm gonna say the Cardinals is gonna win this game. 17-10. Cardinals 17, 49ers 10. No, I'll say Cardinals 20, 49ers 17. Cardinals 20, 49ers 17. All right, then we got Sunday Night Football. This game might be still fun to watch. I was hoping that it was going to be the Rams and the Eagles, but Sunday Night Football can be entertaining tonight. We got, with the Chiefs and the Giants, so the Chiefs very well could lose this game, and it's going to be a very alarming if the Chiefs do lose. But I'm going to say that it's going to be very disheartening if the Chiefs lose this game. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the Chiefs can very well lose this game. I'm going to give it to the... I'm going to give it... You know what? I'm just going to say the Giants is going to win. I was going to say the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. But I did the Chiefs team is just letting down right now. They're not playing well. I'm gonna give this game to the Giants. No. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. So the Chiefs is gonna win this game. I'm gonna say the Chiefs is gonna win this game 21-19. Chiefs 21, Giants 19. All right. And then so we got Monday Night Football tomorrow. We got the Lions and the Ravens. Exciting game. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give this game to the. I'm gonna give this game to the Ravens. It's gonna be a really exciting game, competitive game. I'm gonna say the Ravens is gonna win this game 25-21. Ravens 25, Lions 21. All right. So that's all. That's your week 3 predictions. That's your week 3 overview, preview. And thank you all so much for watching. And I love you all. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think about the predictions. Interfere, but please chime in with me in the comments. Let me know what you think, what you feel. If I was way off, if I was spot on, and yeah, give me your thoughts, your opinions, and if you want me to talk about anything else, go over a player or talk about a certain team, go more into depth into a team, let me know. I'll do my research and I will go in to talk about that team. I'll give you that video just for you. All right, so hey, thank you all, and we'll be back very soon about the week 3 reactions tonight. So after Sunday Night Football, thank you all so much for watching, and deuces.